And speaking of heroin and cocaine, there was a time you were once a user of each of those substances. How were you able to quit each of them in its totality?
It was a fight. It was a battle, man. When you got that gorilla, that monkey, man, turn into a gorilla on your back, bro. Every day is like, man, I really don't want to do this, but
It's your boy
It's your
Maury.
boy Maury.
man, Joseph is more of a personal piece for me. When I was incarcerated, man, I read the story of Joseph in the Bible in Genesis chapter 37 through 50. And when I read it, man, I saw so much similarities in my life. Joseph was lied on, he was betrayed, he was hated on, he was sold into slavery, he was put in prison, you know. But through it all, man, he kept his faith in God. You know what I'm saying? He never did stir to the left or to the right. He kept his eyes on God. And when he went through his situation, man, and after he came out of it, he basically was like, the devil meant it for bad and God meant it for good. He sent me ahead of y'all to save y'all life. So I saw similarities in my life. A lot of people be saying, man, why you always smiling and you go through so much? Or why you always, on a positive tip when people be seeming like they so negative against you. You know what I'm saying? It's because my relationship with God, you know, I know that the favor on my life comes from God. I know that when you're doing the right things, you're gonna suffer from doing right. I know that the devil meaning it for bad and God meaning for good. You know what I'm saying? So when you know that, man, you just walking on assignment and you waiting on, the big way where God gonna deliver you into what you was went through all that in the beginning for. You feel me? So that's what my take on this whole movement of Joseph, man. And a lot of people they see themselves in the whole display of how I displayed it to the world. People hit me up and they cry like, man, I'm Joseph too. I can relate to that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's more spiritual than anything.
Now, let's sidestep for a second just on that topic there. Do you follow a religion by any chance at this point?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ. I read the Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth. That's where I was brought up from, you know what I'm saying? And, my personal relationship with God, man, like a lot of people, you know, follow religion. I follow spirituality. I don't believe that you have to go to church and find God. I believe that God is in your heart. The way you treat people, you know what I'm saying? The way you love people. You know what I'm talking about? God is love. So if you walking around in love and you displaying all the fruits of God's, you know what I'm saying, characteristics, then you God fearing. And you know what I'm saying? I know that God lives in you. I don't too much get into religion. I feel like religion just is a set of rules that man made and, you know what I'm saying, used it for their benefit.
Now, prior to this line of thinking that you have now and your outlook and things of that nature, how were you raised exactly? Was it more spiritual or was it under a religion and a set of rules as you described?
Well, coming from a Christian household, my mother always told me about Jesus. My mama always went to church with the next door neighbor. Um, I always see my mama praying, reading her Bible, and we had to say our grace at the table. I'm talking about. I was brought up that way, so it wasn't no religion. It just was a way of life. You know what I'm saying? You had to have a relationship with God after having a praying mama and seeing your mama display these attributes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can you not be from that in your adult life as you walk through life, know that this is the only way to overcome things in this world. You know what I'm saying? So it was easy for me, though I strayed away as I was getting old and going through my experiences in life, fighting drugs, the demons, you know what I'm saying, peer pressure and all these things. I had to basically go back to where I came from in order to get myself together. You know what I'm saying? I feel we all at once upon a time go through the same transition.
Now, you mentioned incarceration here. And sometimes when people are incarcerated, they will explore other religions and values from others and things of that nature that they're surrounded by. Did you take a second to explore other facets and other lines of thinking before you honed in back into the Bible and things of that nature, or you just were honed in on the Bible
I'm
during that time?
my relationship with God, you know, have always been solid. But when you have other religions and you hear other conversations, I'm a man of information. You know what I'm saying? I love to, learn new things. So I'm never closing my ear to knowledge. So
Right.
when you hear people talking about different religions and different, what I'm saying, walks of life, I'm
Right.
always open for that, but I'm looking for that common factor that we all supposed to walk no matter what your religion may be, and that's love because God is love. We all have that one thing in common. So when you're not doing that, and I see you just trying to be smarter than the next guy just with the knowledge that you know, then I feel like you're not a part of what you're saying you is, you know what I'm saying? So I learned how to, basically look at the spirit of every individual and could tell if their relationship is solid or not.
And was there any sort of, for lack of a better phrase, peer pressure while you were incarcerated to explore other religions or be a part of other factions and things of that nature in
Nah,
that
it,
realm?
it never was any kind of peer pressure, no force. I have to be this way. I have to believe in this. You know what I'm saying? In prison, man, it's about respect, and you hear all the things that go on and this, that, you know what I'm saying? That be a whole bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? If you carry yourself in a respectable way, man, you're gonna be safe, you're gonna make it through there. The way how you is, the way how it gonna be, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it was for me. People saw me, one of my sellers was Muslim, you know what I'm saying? And I was Christian, you know, Christ believer, you feel me? But when you listen to what they saying, it's kind of similar and everybody believe a little bit of the same way, you know what I'm saying? But it to me, some of the things that I believe, it kind of like override a lot of other, beliefs. To me, that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's the cheapest commodity in the world. You know what I'm saying? That's why we all got it. But I believe that, the way how my relationship is with God, man, like He not gonna mislead me, and He haven't misled me yet. You know what I'm talking about?
Now, back to the conversation of this body of work. Do you consider this project an album or a mixtape?
No, this project is an album, a masterpiece. You know, it's something that I expected it to be because before it came out, I told people that it was gonna be one of the best. And the reason why I know that to be true, man, is because I was going through so much. And I feel like what comes from the heart gonna always touch the heart. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning all the way to the end, 17 tracks on there. And I had a lot of people who listened to the album that really meant something in my life that I know when they heard it, they was gonna tell me the truth. So in the whole time of me creating this project, they was there creating it with me. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't think you need to do this. I don't think you need to say it like that. You need to do it like this, and I was open-minded to other people's opinion of how this structure should be. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a team, like a lot of people try to do things on their own and say, this is how it gonna be. I didn't try that, this is how it gonna be. This time I tried the whole operation, my whole Y&T team, my wife leading the pack, you know what I'm saying? And it all worked out, man.
And pardon the brain fog here, but have you done a mixtape before?
Yeah, all my life since I've been home. Not my wife say stop saying all my life, but since I've been home, man, I've been dipping and dabbing. Mixtaping, EPing it. You know, I feel like this is the album that since Young and Thuggin', which was my first solo album. So I dropped that in 2001, I believe. So 24 years later, it took me to drop another album. Young and Thuggin' was a way of life for me. Joseph is a way of life for me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you do an album, it need to be a way of life. And it should be a variety of different experiences in your life where people can say, damn, I can relate to that. I can relate to that experience. I can relate to that experience to where the whole album is relatable. And that's what I gave to the people.
Now, just a little bit more insight on the title itself. Was this a title that you came up with or someone coined for you?
No, Joseph was a title that I came up with when I was in prison. Like I said, that was one of the best books of the Bible that I read because my life was Joseph. You know what I'm saying? And I saw a vision of everything that's transpiring right now. I seen it before it happened. You know, that's why I be so calm. That's why I be so I smile. I get mad because I'm human at times, but I know that I had to go through and I have to go through the things I'm going to get to where I need to be.
Right.
And right now I have rain its course. You know what I'm saying? I'm right there to where the blessings is about to be bestowed. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people who meant bad, you know what I'm saying, they gonna have to come back in. They're gonna have to they're gonna need me to go to the next level. They're gonna need me to eat. They're gonna need me, and I'm not saying that in a cocky, arrogant way. It's just the way how God has written it. You know what I'm saying? Like he chose me for this time, bro. And just like people when I was speaking and saying I was gonna have the best album, people were like, man, whatever, whatever. Those same people who like whatever, whatever is coming back saying, you know what, man, I didn't believe you. I thought that it was gonna be some bullshit, but I have to say, you was right. So I'm walking in purpose on assignment. You know what I'm saying? It's not just any album. It's a God fearing album that's going to change and impact the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And only people who are people of faith gonna understand what I'm saying. And people who are not of faith, they're gonna become believers, and then the demons are gonna continue to be mad and extra mad. That's what this album is gonna do.
Now, just for clarification here, you knew you wanted to create an album titled Joseph when you were
When I
incarcerated?
was incarcerated, I knew that I was gonna create an album titled Joseph. You know, that was one of my favorite books in the Bible. You know, I didn't know when it was, but my vision it was manifesting and I was seeing like signs and symbols for the conscious mind. So if you got a connection with God, you're gonna know when it's time. You don't know when it's time. So the times might seem like it's a bad time to people who are walking in a carnal mind. But when you have that spiritual relationship, you know what I'm saying? And my walk is a spiritual connection with God, the time is going to be revealed because my mind is conscious now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no longer on heroin and cocaine. So I can see now. You know what I'm saying? I got my backbone, my rib, my wife. You know what I'm saying? God said when you find a wife, you find a good thing and receive favor from him. So everything that I have from the relationship that God talked to me and tell me about, I already knew it was going to happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the world is about to see tremendous things from this project. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking it and I'm saying it because um I'm on assignment for God. You know what I'm saying? It's God. So when it happened, people are going to give God the glory. You feel me? Not me. It's bigger than me. I'm just being a vessel, being chosen, and being obedient to the walk. That's it.
And speaking of heroin and cocaine, there was a time you were once a user of each of those substances. How were you able to quit each of them in its totality?
It was a fight. It was a battle, man. When you got that gorilla, that monkey, man, turn into a gorilla on your back, bro. Every day is like, man, I really don't want to do this, but you don't know how to quit because it's a mental and it's a physical thing, And the only
Right.
thing that can get you off of it is God. You know what I'm saying? I in my life, bro, I had to get through things with nothing but God. When I was in prison, nothing but God. When I was on drugs, nothing but God. When my wife was going through her, breast cancer situation, nothing but God. Everything that I ever went through, being in the industry, signing cash money, nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? People betraying me, nothing but God. So, like everything just been spiritual, man. Like, I can't explain it, but A person that got a relationship with God, they on the other side of that camera and they like, man, this is why I have a connection to him, because it's a spiritual connection. It's not because I'm hot boy Turk. See, a lot of people who on the outside looking in, that's walking in the carnal mind, they might think, man, you hot boy Turk and you got this, you got that. Hot boy Turk is a curse. You know what I'm saying? But Tab Virgil, the man of God, aka Joseph, is blessed. You feel me? So it took me to become Hot Boy Turk to save some of the people. It took me to become, a part of that industry to save and do what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just walking the walk, bro, and not being a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and they are revealed and it's transparent to the world. Some people might say, man, you talk too much. You need to be quiet. I feel like I'm at an age in my life right now where I don't have to be quiet if I'm telling the truth. Telling the truth is not hating. I got this thing. If you tell a lie on me, I'm going to tell the truth. You feel me? So it took a lot of things for that to be able to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like for the snitching situation. At once upon a time, snitching was like it was looked down upon. You know what I'm saying? Now people snitch and they become famous. And the kids don't care about that. Snitches used to get stitches. That used to be the saying. Now snitches get riches. You feel me? So when they was able
Snitches
to
get
start
riches.
accepting that, if you can't accept a person walking in this truth, I used to think if a person violates you legally through music, far as if they owe you money and things, I used to think that was snitching. So you know what I'm saying? Before I file a lawsuit, before I do this, before I do that, I try to settle it out of court, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to get the jacket of being a snitch. But when they started honoring the snitches, it's like, if you violate me getting my lawyers on top of the business is the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? So my walk with God have opened my mind to other ways of seeing how this life is set up. You feel me? And I'm just walking on purpose now, bro. You know what I'm saying? And nothing can stop me but me.
Damn, y'all heard it from Turk first, man. Yeah, I mean, it ain't snitching if you go in court. You know what I mean? Let the lawyers play it out. You feel me? But he overcame that drug addiction, heroin, cocaine, man. That's good, man. I'm proud of him, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. What y'all think about that Joseph album too. Have y'all heard it yet? Is it fire? Let me know down in the comments. I need y'all to do 3 things for me. That's subscribe, like this video, and turn on your notification bell. And let me know down in the comments, man, what y'all think, man. My name Mari. I love y'all. Hope y'all love me. I'm out. Peace.